Good morning, Dreamhouse Nation. James Lewis of TDH joining us today from Cincinnati Railroad Company. LM&M Railroad is Ray Kemmer. Ray, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So what is the LM&M Railroad?
The LM&M Railroad, which is short for the Lebanon, Mason, and Monroe Railroad, is an actual functioning railroad with historic equipment from as early as the 1930s and up that offers exclusive train rides for passengers that want to come ride. Focus on special events throughout the year, April through Christmas. And we just do themed events on board the train and historic equipment.
Excellent. I was going to say those letters go much better together than the body odor railroad from back in the day.
Yes, sir.
What models of locomotives do you use?
We have all our locomotives are diesel electric powered locomotives. And they're all built for the EMD division of General Motors, ranging from the early 1950s, and we have a couple from the early 1960s. Nice. They all run on diesel fuel. So
how did it get started? How did the Cincinnati, your part of the railroad get started?
The LM&M Railroad was started actually in the mid 1980s, and it's been through various different owners since that time. And then when it started in the mid 1980s, it would run between Mason and Lebanon and drop people off on either end. Throughout the years, it's evolved through various different owners. And I believe it was 2005, Cincinnati Railway Company purchased the LM&M Railroad and has since developed it and focused on basing operations out of downtown Lebanon. And in 2014, the Cincinnati Scenic Railway was created, which is a 501c3 non-for-profit, and that is now the current operator of the LM&M Railroad, which is a non-for-profit entity. So it's been continuously in some shape or form and various different names operating since the mid to late 1980s between Lebanon and Mason, and over the last 20 years has primarily been just operating out of Lebanon.
So where are you located? Where do you dock?
Right in historic downtown Lebanon, 16 East South Street, right in downtown.
What are your typical hours of operation?
All our events, we don't have a set, Monday through Friday schedule. All our events are primarily, based on weekends and evening events. So we kind of have a scattered schedule. We have our ticket office located right there at the 16 East South Street. Usually Wednesday through Saturday are our general ticket office hours. But there's no set repeat events. Everything's scheduled specifically for the time of the year, April through Christmas, whether it be an Easter event or a pumpkin patch event or murder mysteries. It all depends. So you just have to watch our website for dates.
Oh, wow. So there's a wide variety of things. So it's not just about Christmas trains. Like you said, murder mystery? Oh, my gosh.
Yes, we do murder mystery trains. We do bourbon trains. We do our second biggest event is our Pumpkin Patch Express event. We do all of October. We do Easter Bunny events, all kinds of events. Yes, we do murder mysteries all throughout the year too, and events for different festivals and beer and wine trains too. So we cater to all the crowds.
That is awesome. Because originally I was like, oh, well, this will be, something fun for the family. This is something fun for everybody, it sounds like.
Yes, sir. Now this North Pole Express to Christmas event is our biggest event of the year, but we do anything we can cater to every type of clientele throughout the year.
Nice. And where is the best place for the Dreamhouse Nation to buy their tickets?
At LebanonRR.com is our website. Every event will be listed on there, and there will be a direct link that you can go to and buy them online. Or you could call our ticket office at 513-933-8022.
And then, of course, one lucky listener is going to win a family 4-pack, and that's why we're going to give out our email address. It's dreamhousenation@gmail.com. That's dreamhousenation@gmail.com. And our listeners know to write in because that's how they win the prizes from the Dreamhouse Nation. Where is the best place to park?
There's public parking all around. It depends or if you're there earlier in the day and late in the day, because we We have people getting on and off the train. So there's several public parking lots within a block or so walking distance of the station. They're clearly marked. So that's your best bet, is to just show up there and see what's available around the station.
Tell us about the North Pole Express event. Give us a little bit more background on it.
The North Pole Express event is something that has evolved tremendously over the last 10 or 15 years, and has increased in popularity due to the release of the Polar Express movie. And so that has really amped up the theme of riding a train, the Christmas theme aboard a train. So while we branded our own event, we called it the North Pole Express, and it's an hour and 15-minute long ride. You get on the train, you got elves making balloons and visiting you, singing carols. We got golden tickets. You receive a bell. We got Christmas music playing. The cars inside the cars are all decorated, and then the highlight is Santa comes through and visits everybody during the ride. So that's the highlight of the ride itself. So it's grown in so much popularity. It's become a family tradition for many generations. And we have people that have been coming out here for 15 or 20 years, bringing their kids to come ride it. And it's every year it's getting more and more popular, to the point where it sells out really far in advance. Even to the point, like right now, there's some select days where we still have seats available.
Oh, that is awesome that it is that popular. And like you said, shoot, it's not just one generation, two generation. Heck, one of the kids who would have been there early on, heck, they're probably bringing their kids nowadays.
Yes, sir. We see that a lot.
And that takes place basically from now through the end of the year, or what are the dates typically on that?
Yeah, starting tomorrow, the 1st, is when we start running it 5 days a week through the end of the year. So our last actual date will be the December 23rd.
Oh, nice. So right up to Christmas, and then it's gone until next year, kind of like the magic train from the book.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. And what ticket classes do you offer?
We have two types of ticket classes where there's two different types of passenger cars that you could ride in. Some are what we call our coach class, which they're like a bench style seating, commuter style type of rail car. They're still, from the 1930s, they're historic. And then we have what we call our deluxe class, which are from the 1950s. They have more comfortable seating and leg room. They're kind of a higher class ticket. And then each one of those classes has a different price for adults, seniors, kids, and or infants too.
Why is it so important to arrive 30 to 40 minutes early?
To ensure that you, A, find a parking spot, B, you need to go in, if you purchase your tickets online, which we're strongly suggested you do that, you need to check in at the ticket office. And then that gives you time. Also, we have a food trucks, concession stand set up for selling hot chocolate and cookies. So that gives you the option to buy all that, because the train does leave exactly on the scheduled time, and you can't miss it.
Exactly. And so you don't want to miss it by not buying your tickets ahead of time, and you don't want to miss it because you didn't show up ahead of time. And then I understand you run rain or shine.
That is correct.
So it sounds really like an amazing holiday tradition. It sounds like if you haven't already started that tradition with your family, it could be something to start this year.
Yes. We will have a lot of people that come out and repeat. They enjoy it, and it's a good time, and I wouldn't hesitate for long, because there's tickets are selling out very quickly.
Definitely. I was going to say, I'm going to share a personal story. My son, he's big into trains. He's really a big fan, and he ended up getting to go one year with his grandma, who's no longer with us. And just, it's one of those things that when he goes, it really reminds him of her, and it's like she's there with us. Yes.
Yeah. There's a certain passion about that in this industry. That's, a lot of people that work in this field, like myself, I'm a third generation railroader. It gets in your blood, and you can never get away from it.
That is awesome. Well, Ray, it has been a pleasure having you on the show. Before we let you go, where on social media, where on the web, where can we find out more about LM&M Railroad?
The easiest way is our website is LM&NRR.com, and then we're on Facebook and Instagram, so you can just look us up on there, and you'll see all our postings and highlighted events.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate that, and it has been a pleasure having you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom has products in stock and available to take home today. With 5 stores and almost 40 years in business, they are Ohio's appliance experts, and they help you to get the right product at the right price with a huge inventory. You can save 30 to 60% every day on everything from Bosch and Viking to LG, GE, and KitchenAid at unbeatable savings and in stock. Plus, Mattress Kingdom inside Appliance Factory has everything from Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and DreamCloud mattresses in stock. Stop by any one of Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom's 5 Ohio locations today or visit online at appliancefactory.com.
Good morning, Dreamhouse Nation. James Lewis of TDH joining us today from Christmas Nights of Lights is Trisha Mullen. But before we get to Trisha, we're going to give out our email address, and our listeners love when we do that because that means we're going to give out some prizes. It's dreamhousenation@gmail.com. That's dreamhousenation@gmail.com. Write in for a chance to win some passes to a Christmas Nights of Lights. Trisha, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me here, James.
So what is Christmas Nights of Lights?
Coney Island's Nights of Lights is a fabulous winter family event that takes place here at our park at Coney Island on Kellogg Avenue. And it is where our park is transformed into a winter wonderland. It features more than 2 million lights over a 2.5-mile drive-through route. And guests can just feast their eyes and listen to all the music that's piped in through their radio, and everything is perfectly synchronized. It's kind of larger than life.
Oh, definitely. It's a great event. You all been doing this for a couple years now and thoroughly enjoy it. It's kind of become one of the new holiday traditions.
It certainly has, and we see a lot of families come through. We see people coming on double dates, groups of friends, a lot of grandparents with grandchildren, too.
So when does it take place?
It is every night from now through January 2nd. It starts at 6 o'clock every night when it's getting dark, and the last car goes through around 10 p.m.
And I love how you all take into consideration the slackers, because like with the haunted houses, the ones that do that, I love that, because if you miss, getting there before the right date, in this case, Christmas, you still have another week to experience it.
Absolutely. That's when a lot of families have time off and have the ability to come together. So we definitely like to have it open all the way through January 2nd.
Now, I was going to say everyone in the Tri-State area should know where Coney Island is, but for those that don't, where is Coney Island?
You can plug it into your GPS. It's 6201 Kellogg Avenue, and it's located in eastern Cincinnati, right on the Ohio River.
About how much is admission?
It varies by day. Monday through Thursday, it's $25 per carload, and it could be up to 8 people in the car. Bring the whole family in the van, or many people as possible. And then on the weekends, it goes to $30 just because it is a more busy time.
Okay, well, that makes sense. And then, but what if I want to bring a van or a bus or a truck?
I would recommend people check out our website because we do have stipulations on the height and length of vehicles that can make it through the route. Our website is coneyislandpark.com.
Darn, I was going to bring a monster truck, but it says I can't do that.
Sorry. That would be fun, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, gosh, yes. So how will having a good radio in your car enhance the experience?
Okay, yeah, we have signs as you go through the gate that encourage people to tune in to 97.5. It's a localized radio station dedicated to the show. So if people have that music turned up in their car, the lights will move perfectly in synchronization with that music, which really makes it come together and makes it a full sensational experience.
And I understand when you're doing that, you get to hear traditional and rock and holiday music.
It really is a mix, and it changes by night. Every time you go through, the music will be a little different. So we try to make it exciting for people who like to come multiple times throughout the season.
Nice. Now, of course, when I see, lights and hear Christmas music, I always think of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and I'm guessing they're a big part of it.
I would think so. There's a lot of really different music. That's a lot of different genres that are represented in the mix.
What are the benefits to going to a drive-through experience?
Toasty warm inside your car.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's also great for folks who may have mobility issues or people with young children that no one will be running away from you. And, as you're trying to walk through something, you definitely have a nice warm experience, warm and dry, and you get to be together, which is a great benefit for families and friends.
I agree. And then why do people of all ages love Christmas Nights of Lights?
It really is an intergenerational experience for folks of all ages to enjoy. I know a couple years ago I took my young sons through the ride, and with Grandma too, so everybody could enjoy it together, and it really helped bring the family together and make memories together that they'll remember fondly for years to come.
Now, I don't expect you to have counted every bulb, but approximately how many lights are on display?
More than 2 million.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, it is. And they have a 40-foot tree, and there's all kinds of, we actually have a number of hidden elves that children can enjoy trying to spot as they go through the experience as well.
Possibly even more impressive than that stat, I understand, is how many computer channels are required to run Christmas Nights of Lights.
That is a good question. I honestly don't know. I'm not very technical, but I know our team has it all down pat.
That is awesome. I cheated. I looked it up. You have 40,000 of those. I mean, that is insane how much computer stuff goes into it. That is so impressive. I mean, what you all put on there. When is the best time to visit?
We've found that the shortest line is on a Monday or Tuesday, but really any night we do have a great ability to manage the line well to try to make it go smoothly. So the earlier the better, and Mondays or Tuesdays are typically less traffic, I should say.
Excellent. And then obviously, because, like I said, you've been doing this for a couple of years now, you all have, gotten better and better each year at cycling everyone through, because oh my gosh, the lines are so big on the weekends there, but then that's because it's such a great event.
True, and we do have a great system down here that helps move the line move along slowly. We also offer an activity packet on our website for families to give to their children to keep them occupied, and we also have restroom facilities available, and we also have snacks and hot chocolate available for sale in the line to help and make that experience enjoyable too.
Nice. So along with the radio, what are some of the other things you recommend families bring?
Each other. It's a great time to spend together. Boy, it depends on what people like to enjoy. They can bring snacks and drinks, whatever they wish. But maybe a blanket to throw across your legs if you like to have the windows open. But really just bring each other.
There you go. That's what I was looking for, was the blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because my boy, I don't know why, but he's all about, what? Can we bring a blanket? I'm like, we're in a car and the heater's on, but he still wants the blanket.
My kids like to wear their pajamas, and Mom and Dad can too if they want, because nobody's going to look.
That is so cool. Yeah, like you said, one of those nice holiday traditions. How long does it take to drive through Christmas Nights of Lights?
I would say 30 to 40 minutes if you take it nice and slow.
So in other words, it's one of those activities that'll take some time and be a lot of fun and just something you can remember as a family for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
So Tricia, before we let you go, where on social media, where on the web, where can we find out more about the big event?
Well, our website is ConeyIslandPark.com. That has all the information there. We also have a Facebook page, Coney Island Park, as well as Instagram.
Sounds great. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, James, and happy holidays to you and yours.
Appliance Factory in Mattress Kingdom has products in stock and available to take home today. With 5 stores and almost 40 years in business, they are Ohio's appliance experts, and they help you to get the right product at the right price with a huge inventory. You can save 30 to 60% every day on everything from Bosch and Viking to LG, GE, and KitchenAid at unbeatable savings and in stock. Plus, Mattress Kingdom inside Appliance Factory has everything from Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and DreamCloud mattresses in stock. Stop by any one of Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom's 5 Ohio locations today, or visit online at appliancefactory.com.
Good morning, Dreamhouse Nation. James Lewis of TDH. Joining us today from PaddleSmash is Tim Swindell. But before we get to Tim, we're going to give out our email address. It's dreamhousenation@gmail.com. That's dreamhousenation@gmail.com. Write in to possibly win a copy of PaddleSmash. Tim, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So what is PaddleSmash?
PaddleSmash is basically the love child of pickleball and spike ball. It's an outdoor game that can be played with up to 4 players. If you're into pickleball and you're familiar with spike ball, it's kind of a combination of those two. And we just launched a couple months ago, but the response has been awesome.
That is awesome that, you invented a game like this to entertain the masses. And, of course, I understand you know a lot about entertaining large groups, being a father of 7.
So I'm a father of 2. The actual inventor is a guy by the name of Joe Bingham. And Joe is he's a structural engineer by trade, and he's kind of a tinkerer. And his family loves playing pickleball, which is the fastest growing sport in America. And they are always trying to go to pickleball courts. They're crowded these days, 20 minutes away. So Joe, just being a structural engineer, a tinkerer, he decided to come up with something in his backyard that they could play, and didn't have the money to put in his own pickleball court. And so he was familiar with CNC machines and routers, and he kind of came up with this concept. And my business partner and I, ended up taking it off his hands and bringing it to market. So yeah, that's the story with Joe.
Nice. And that would be you and Scott?
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. So how is PaddleSmash different from pickleball?
Yeah, so pickleball is played on a large court. Similar, it's kind of like a small version of a tennis court. You could think of pickleball as kind of a cross between tennis and ping pong, whereas our game is like a portable court. It's about 3 feet wide, so it's something that you could just kind of pop open anywhere, bring it to the beach, bring it to the park, backyard, whatever. So and it's just played on like a small circular surface versus a large court like pickleball is played on with like a tennis court.
Nice. So in other words, you have a lot in common with some of our previous guests, where your game is perfect for tailgate parties, parties just in general, and anytime where people are getting together and having fun.
Yes, exactly. Perfect for tailgates.
Nice. I was going to say, being here in Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio, we love tailgating for the different local teams. And it sounds like PaddleSmash would be the great addition to that.
I couldn't agree more.
Excellent. So, gosh, it sounds like between the 3 of you all, you've put a lot of work into PaddleSmash to really give people something, an alternative, something fun to play.
Yeah, I mean, when we first got it from the inventor, he had kind of a prototype that was a bit clunky and heavy, and so we've gone through a pretty intense design process to create a version that is ready for the masses, that you can, like I was saying, it's portable, it folds up nicely, it's only about 15, 20 pounds, you can easily carry it with you, to that tailgate, to the beach, to a park, whatever it may be. So it's been about a year of kind of research and development to get the product just right.
Excellent. So it sounds like a lot went into that. And of course, durability along with that portability is important. How are you able to make it so durable?
Yeah, so there's different materials that you can use. In this case, the court surface is made of a injection molded plastic, and we're using the highest quality. It's called ABS plastic, not to get too technical with people, but there's different versions of plastic that you can use, and we're using the absolute highest form. So, people do end up leaving it outside, or they're in colder or hotter climates like Arizona. You don't have to worry about it. It's gonna hold up okay and not get damaged by the elements.
Nice. So it sounds like you got the fun, you've got the quality, you got the durability, and you can have up to 4 players. I mean, I can't think of a reason not to want to experience it. Then where is the best place for the Dreamhouse Nation to buy PaddleSmash?
So currently available on our website at paddlesmash.com. It's also on Amazon if people prefer to buy on Amazon. And as of recently, we're also at select Dick's Sporting Goods. So those are the locations that it's currently available.
Now, of course, feel free to give out your paddle cash info as well, but I'm going to give out mine. It's James 37461. So that's James 37461. Tell us, what is paddle cash?
Yeah, it's basically, we realize that getting the early adopters involved to help spread the word is something that's, valuable to us and to those early adopters. So it's basically like a referral program. So, if people are playing it and they're getting their friend, they're bringing it to a party and their friends want to buy it, it's basically a way to offer a discount code to your friends that in turn, you get some cash back as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a win-win the way I understand it. You get something for referring them, and then they get a discount for buying it using your referral code. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, it's such a fun game, and you can save money, and you can even make money by telling people and being a brand ambassador for such an awesome company as PaddleSmash.
Yep, exactly.
So how do you play PaddleSmash?
Yeah, so the optimal is 2 versus 2, and you kind of line up across from your partner, and you serve to them, and you get 3 hits. You kind of think of like bump, set, smash, bump, set, spike in volleyball. It's kind of similar. You get 3 hits per side, and so you have to hit it back and forth with your partner, and then the last hit you kind of smash it down onto the court, and then the receiving team comes into play, and like they're trying to do the same thing, and so you could just, imagine it's kind of like volleyball in that sense where it's, you get 3 hits per side and you're trying to make it so that the returning team does not get it back onto the court to return the ball.
Nice. But I understand the crazy part is you don't serve it to your opponent. You serve it to your teammate.
Yeah, that's just to kind of get it in play. There was kind of a weird situation where, we're trying not to make the serve, like in pickleball, if for anybody that plays pickleball, it's not really about the serve like it is in tennis where you're trying to get an ace. It's more about just getting into play. And so it's a similar concept here where, the serve is to your partner, and that kind of starts the game off, and then you get 3 hits from there.
Yeah, I really like that idea because as opposed to pickleball or tennis or ping pong, where the goal is kind of a one and done because you want to serve it so well that they don't even return it. In this case, You want people to be able to return. You want to get the game started and to get going and having fun.
Yeah, we like the long rallies tend to be what people really enjoy. So we're trying to encourage the rallies.
Oh, definitely. Or checkers. You don't have to just go to rallies. That's a horrible joke. What score do you play till?
Yeah, it's play to 11 and win by 2.
Nice. And the difference between a 1 versus 1 game and a 2 versus 2 game in paddleball, what is it?
Yeah, so, I mean, 2 versus 2, obviously you're playing with a teammate and you're kind of like, hitting it back and forth with each other to get it back on the court. 1 versus 1, also very fun, but you more so are just, you get to hit it to yourself a couple times. So it's, you're still getting 3 hits per side. However, you're just hitting it to yourself a couple times before you're hitting it back down.
And I'm guessing the same thing with other sports. Having that partner there is very beneficial because then you don't have to cover the whole court. If you have a partner, then you only have to cover half as much surface area.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where, 1 versus 1, you have more of an opportunity to hit it where the person's not. And that's a harder thing to pull off when, there's 2 of you that you're defending against.
And I think you already kind of covered this, but I'm going to ask it again anyway. How is paddleball similar to volleyball?
Yeah, so PaddleSmash is different from volleyball in the sense that you kind of hit down on it. So our court is on the ground, similar to spike ball, if people are familiar with that. Instead of spike ball is a netted surface, and PaddleSmash is a hard court surface. Whereas volleyball, you're hitting it up over a net that's kind of in the air, and so this is more you're hitting down on it, and it's a much smaller contained area as well.
And then I understand the reason why the court is hard versus springy is control issues.
Yeah, I mean, we just the we tried it out with a net initially, and it just the ball would fly all over the place. And so with a hard court surface, it's just more consistent play. And we do have a net that kind of goes around the perimeter of it, which prevents you from being able to kind of like smash the ball into oblivion. So it kind of keeps the play contained around this hard surface. And we just think it provides for better rallies and a more fun experience.
Excellent. No, I agree 100%. I was going to say longer rallies are always a good thing, and being able to that containment, because I remember playing when I was tennis when I was a kid, and unfortunately you would stop playing tennis and you ended up doing home run derby instead, and then you have to chase the ball. But it sounds like PaddleSmash has factored that in, so people don't really have to worry about going after the ball as being able to play the game instead.
Yeah, exactly. So we like to say that it's fun for not all ages. I mean, you do have to have a certain hand-eye coordination ability. So call it ages 12 plus. But we see people out there in their 60s playing it too. So that's one thing we like, is that it's something somebody can play with the whole family. Call it age 12 plus. Nice.
And then what does PaddleSmash come with?
So it comes with the kind of base court system with the net that goes around it. And then you also get 4 pickleball paddles, the wooden pickleball paddles, as well as 2 pickleballs.
Nice. And it sounds like it's going to be something fun for the entire family that our listeners should definitely check out for the holidays. Could make a great Christmas present.
Yeah, please. Check us out now. We've got some sales going on, both on Amazon and our website.
Nice. Where on social media, where on the web, where is the best place to learn about PaddleSmash?
I mean, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, TikTok. So, it's just at PaddleSmash is I think our handle on most of those. Just at PaddleSmash.
Nice. And I'm sure on those social medias, there's videos that show you how to play it and that kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a YouTube channel too that has a little bit more of the educational content.
Oh, wow. That sounds awesome. So our listeners definitely need to check that out. And our listeners also, when they're checking that out, need to enter code James37461. But definitely, I think it's going to be a great game. I think this is going to be huge. And we'll have to have you back on in the future to talk about all the great success you guys are having.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, Tim. You have a great day.
Okay, you too.
Appliance Factory in Mattress Kingdom has products in stock and available to take home today. With 5 stores and almost 40 years in business, they are Ohio's appliance experts, and they help you to get the right product at the right price with a huge inventory. You can save 30 to 60% every day on everything from Bosch and Viking to LG, GE, and KitchenAid at unbeatable savings and in stock. Plus, Mattress Kingdom inside Appliance Factory has everything from Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Dream Cloud mattresses in stock. Stop by any one of Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom's 5 Ohio locations today, or visit online at appliancefactory.com.
Good morning, Dreamhouse Nation. James Lewis of TDH joining us from S&B Candy and Toys is Brandon Riegels. But before we get to Brandon, we're going to give out our email address. It's dreamhousenation@gmail.com. That's dreamhousenation@gmail.com. And our longtime listeners know that when we give out that email address, you want to write in to win prizes. Brandon, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you. It's a pleasure to be on your station, and looking forward to having a nice conversation this morning.
Excellent. So what is S&B Candy and Toys?
S&B Candy and Toy. So my dad, Brian Riggles, started working for a big entertainment center here in St. Louis 29 to 30 years ago. And, his partner, Steve, and him started S&B Candy and Toy because, they ran a route division here in St. Louis that, they saw how much candy and toy machines and all toy machines were making. So they partnered up together, and, Steve is no longer with us today, but, he passed on the torch to my dad, and he wanted to keep the name because it's a reputable name for the industry to know that we provide really good products for the candy and toy business and plush business as well.
Excellent. So in other words, it sounds like working for one of the nation's largest arcade and FEC chains helped create S&B Candy and Toys.
It allowed for us to see what the players wanted to play for. So like everybody wants to walk into an arcade and win something. It's not always, where you walk in and play a video arcade game and, it allows people to, diversify on like wanting to win candy and toys or just all candy or, there's such a big array of things that you can, do, but I mean, candy and toys is 80% of what we do here. So
that is awesome. I was going to say, who doesn't love to win a prize? And it sounds like you guys have been making people happy for decades by having those great prizes out there for them to win.
Yes.
So what do the letters S&B stand for?
Like I mentioned before, S&B, S is for Steve and B is for Brian. So that's my father's name, Brian. But Steve no longer wanted to do like candy and toys, and we were thinking about changing our name from S&B to some different names, but it's been a reputable name for 20 plus years that it just sticks out when I buy candy from S&B or I buy plush from S&B Candy and Toy or anything like that. It was such a good name that we didn't want to change it. And
exactly.
We'll keep it forever. So.
Yeah, why break the tradition? I know what you mean. And then the other tradition, of course, is being a family-owned and operated company. What are the benefits of working with a family-owned and operating company like yours?
We have, I'm the son of my, the owners. So I actually just got handed the torch as well this past March, and it was a lot different than I ever expected it to be. I know it wasn't going to be easy, but I take care of like making sure our mixes look good and on all of our candy and toy mixes and our plush mixes, and make sure our quality control is right. So because we don't want to make anyone upset with what they get. So and just with the supply chain now, it's just helping with buying products that go in our machines, and people are happy with what they get. So,
yeah, it seems like working with a company like yours, a family-owned and operated company, a company that's been in business for a long time, you're going to get much better service because you all actually care about the clients, and you care because your name is on it.
Right. I do take a lot of pride into, if someone has a problem with our mixes and, I want to fix it. I don't want them, I know it's tough out there these days with, the competition, and, I want our name to stand out. Like, yeah, I'm really happy with the stuff I got from them, or how we were treated, and, how we get our product out as fast as we can. So,
now, of course, we got to talk about the fun part. We need to know what types of toys and what types of candy that you offer.
All of our mixes are, the candy and toys is like all penny candy to mix-ups to child's play, and I try to go from 18 to 30 different pieces in a box of candy. So we mix it together and make it a good price point for what the street operator or FEC likes. So some people like a really, really cheap candy mix, and some people like the more expensive mix that, they can charge $1 a play and win 5 or 6 pieces of candy at a time. And, so we make a different price point for a lot of different people. So
that is always a good thing. Exactly. To be able to have a wide variety of options, like you said, the penny candy, but then again, shoot, on your website, I've seen M&Ms on there. So, I mean, it seems like you have something for all budgets, all markets.
Yes, we do a chocolate mix that, I do a chocolate candy combo, which now it's cold out. It's easier to like ship chocolate and candy at the same time. But when we do I run that through from November to really March, because it's really cool. And, after that it gets a little warm and it's hard to ship a 50-pound box of candy.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you don't want the candy to melt, because who wants melted chocolate? I agree with you 100% there. And then, of course, when it comes to the plushes, tell us about some of those characters that you have.
I have plenty of plush in stock right now. So, I mean, we do, all of our plushes quality grade to where it's, the weight's really good. The characters, I have 18 different characters with 4 different colors and of each character. So, you do 18 times 8 is 144. And, we do just a generic mix like that. And we have three different styles right now, 3 different, SKU numbers for like that generic mix. And then we also do a mix of plush that has like some license in it. So 25% licensed toy mix, and just, we offer a 25%, and then I do have some people that ask for 50% as well.
Nice. And then, of course, I understand that you also sell the machines. Is that correct?
Yeah, we actually just came back from IAPA, which was an international show for like amusement, and it's just huge. And we've had the best year ever in the last 24 years. We sold 75 pieces of equipment at that show. So, we have them in stock, and if not, we have 5 containers on order right now. So they're not going to be on hold too long. So
nice. That is awesome. So it sounds like things are going great. Great 2022, and hopefully even better 2023. What is the different types of cranes that you offer?
So we actually, my dad came out with a 20.5 junior crane, which we sold, we've probably sold a couple hundred of them already this year. And, they're perfect because, freight went up drastically, shipping wise. So everybody's, acclimated to like a 24-inch candy crane. Well, we made a 20.5-inch that we could fit 4 machines on a pallet, and these street operators can put 1 machine in each of their locations, and they're not paying freight on 4 different pallets to ship to them. They're it allows them to divide out like the freight on 4 machines, and it's just cost effective, and it's a whole product. That's what most people get afraid of when they hear the junior or the mini crane, because they don't hold anything. Our cranes hold product. They hold 5,000 pieces of candy. They hold 500 pieces of toys, 500 ducks, and my dad and a few other people here did a really good job at designing this to make it really cost effective for us and for our customers who love candy cranes, and put them in a location, because it's the size of a chair. Like you can move a chair out of the way to put a crane in there, but you can't move a table to put a 31 in. So it's a good option for street operators that are trying to find a spot in a pizza place or in a little Chinese restaurant or any kind of restaurant, really. So
that is awesome that you're giving your clients better options, especially the ones that have limited space. I mean, it seems like you have something for every size and demand. Now, of course, I understand you even have you have machines for people like me who aren't very good at the machines. You have the winner every time machine, which is awesome.
Yes. Yeah, you now that with inflation, everybody went. When I was a kid, when I was 5 or 6, I'd come down to the office. I've grown up around this business since I was little, So I've always wanted to play the cranes and just never really understood until I was a little older on like the margins and candy and the margins and plush and stuff like that. So, you're buying a piece of candy for 3 or 4 cents. At the time when I was a little kid, it was a quarter a play. Now everyone's doing $1 a play on candy. It's like pretty awesome that you can adjust the cost strength to pick up 6 or 7 pieces of candy, and the operator's still at 25%, product cost or whatever. It's just usually the winner every time crane is like a candy crane or a toy crane that's $1 a play. But I have friends that say, how do you win on those plush cranes? I said, can't really give out the details on that, but street operators have to make money too. The cost of goods on a piece of plush these days is pushing $1.50 to $2 a play. So a piece.
Exactly. So you can't, if they won every time, then there would be nobody to fill the machines because it would be a loss leader.
Everyone would be out of money.
Exactly. So there's a balance. There's a give and take. Now, of course, the great thing about your company with being family owned, family operated, and being in business so long, I understand you are very quick when it comes to customer service. Heck, I understand you even put your own phone numbers on the customer service.
Yes. We actually, so on on all of our games that we sell, we put our personal cell phone numbers on there because no one's at the office on Friday after 5 to Sunday night, and we figured that one out years ago that the busiest time for an arcade or street operator is Friday to Sunday, and people would call up, complain that a coin mech was jammed or the gantry would be tangled up or they just needed a part like out the following weekend, and we would only get that message on Monday, and it's like, oh, sorry, we can't help you. But I get calls on my cell phone on a Friday or Saturday afternoon, no problem at all. But I want to make sure people's machines are working. If they have a problem, I can help them with it.
That is awesome.
I work on enough equipment to know like what you need, and if I can help you get it going for at least the next couple days until the weekend's over.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So before we let you go, Brandon, where on social media, where on the web, where can our listeners find out about S&B Candy and Toys?
You can go to www.snbsales.com, or you can email us at www.cnbsales.com and ask us. You can anyone listening on the radio also can call in at 314-588-7103. And, we do email, we do web orders, we do phone calls. So like we're here all the time, make sure people's stuff looks good and gets out the door for them.
Sounds great, Brandon. It's been a pleasure having you as a guest on the show.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Appliance Factory in Mattress Kingdom has products in stock and available to take home today. With 5 stores and almost 40 years in business, they are Ohio's appliance experts, and they help you to get the right product at the right price with a huge inventory. You can save 30 to 60% every day on everything from Bosch and Viking to LG, GE, and KitchenAid at unbeatable savings and in stock. Plus, Mattress Kingdom inside Appliance Factory has everything from Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Dream Cloud mattresses in stock. Stop by any one of Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom's 5 Ohio locations today or visit online at appliancefactory.com.
Good morning, Dreamhouse Nation. James Lewis of TDH. Joining us today is the author, Ofosu Jones-Quartey. Fosu, he is the author of Love Your Amazing Self. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
We're excited about having you on the show. Why is self-love and self-kindness so important?
Yeah, coming from my own journey, I experienced depression and anxiety as a young person, and really finding that the practices of mindfulness and developing a kind inner voice were crucial in my overall health and well-being. And I've worked for over a decade with young people teaching mindfulness and meditation, and I've just seen how deeply ingrained our sense of unworthiness can be, our sense of not being enough can be. And it starts at a young age, and it begins to get stronger and stronger as we move through life. So just because that's the trend that happens with human beings doesn't mean that that's how it's got to be. And so I wanted to explore how we could kind of rewire our approach to ourselves and to life. And we're seeing more and more that practicing self-kindness helps to build resilience, our overall well-being, et cetera. So I really think that it is indispensable for living a happy life.
How does your work as a hip-hop artist influence your work as an author?
Yeah, the process is somewhat similar. I wrote this book in a lyrical format, which very similar to how I write hip-hop verses. I like to think of the rhythm of the verse first, and then knowing what I generally want to say, fill in the words according to the rhythm. And yeah, so these verses are also what I like to call lyrical meditations. And they are definitely connected to my roots as a hip-hop artist.
Nice. So where is the best place for the Dreamhouse Nation to purchase your book?
Well, Dreamhouse Nation, you can really get this book anywhere. I just had the very cool experience of walking into Barnes & Nobles with my kids and seeing it there. So that was super fun. So you can get it anywhere books are sold. I always encourage people to support their local bookstores, support their independent book retailers, but you can also get this on Amazon. You can get this at Barnes & Noble. You can get this pretty much anywhere where they sell books.
How has working with young people influenced your decision to work on this book?
As I mentioned earlier, I began to notice, working with really young kids, they're not caught in what Tara Brach calls the trance of unworthiness that early in life. But then as they start to get older, perhaps it's messaging from the external world or from siblings or parents or friends or just a combination of all of that. Once kids start moving into pre-adolescence and adolescence, you tend to see that they are really believing that they're not good enough or that they're not worthy. And that's not all kids, but many of the young people that I've worked with, they do fall into this line of thinking that they are not enough, that they need these friends or these clothes or this online persona or whatever in order to be valid and appreciated. And I really wanted to create something that could serve as an antidote to that way of thinking and to remind kids that you are enough just as you are. Everything that you've got within you, it by default makes you worthy of being in this world. So just noticing that it gets harder and harder as we go along in life to appreciate just who we are naturally. I wanted to write something to remind kids that they are enough.
Tell us about how your experiences as a father influence your writing.
Yeah, so I'm a father of 4. My youngest is 6 and my oldest is 20. So I'm continually seeing the phases of childhood evolve. And, you know, as a dad, my number one wish for my children is that they're happy with who they are, that they appreciate who they are, and that they celebrate who they are, and to let that happiness and appreciation and celebration spill over into how they show up in the world. So this book is also a love letter to my own kids and a reminder of their own fundamental goodness, and to remember that they are perfect as they are, and that they don't need to look for external validation to love themselves, that they can just love themselves exactly for who they are. And I think that if they've got self-love in their hearts, if they've got it in their back pockets, automatically that is going to provide a foundation for a happy life. And yeah, so that's a part of it.
Nice. What does the 20-year-old study? What are they into?
My 20-year-old daughter is in her 3rd year at Howard University, and she's studying human development, and she wants to work with young people also, so it's pretty cool. Nice.
So she wants to follow in the family footsteps.
Something like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see that it's a passion of hers to want to work and help young people.
So where can we find out more information about you and your book on social media and the web?
Sure. So again, the book is available wherever books are sold. You can find out more about me via my website, bornimusic.com. That's BORN, the letter I, the word music.com. And all my social media is at bornimusic. So at BORN, the letter I, music.
Sounds great. It's been a pleasure having you on the show today.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you.
Appliance Factory in Mattress Kingdom has products in stock and available to take home today. With 5 stores and almost 40 years in business, they are Ohio's appliance experts, and they help you to get the right product at the right price with a huge inventory. You can save 30 to 60% every day on everything from Bosch and Viking to LG, GE, and KitchenAid at unbeatable savings and in stock. Plus, Mattress Kingdom inside Appliance Factory has everything from Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and DreamCloud mattresses in stock. Stop by any one of Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom's 5 Ohio locations today, or visit online at appliancefactory.com.
Thank you for tuning in to this Dream House, brought to you by Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom. We look forward to seeing you again next week.